and we're back with Daily Race A for the previous week. Now, you haven't seen my face before, but I am the Vanilla Gorilla. It's me. Hi, how you doing? So we're going to kick off today with Daily Race A, which took place at Monza, and we're using the Genesis Coupe. And we're starting off in a P3 today. Getting ready to go, waiting for the almighty line to kick over so we can begin the race. It's very interesting with this. I actually found that these particular cars, when you're hanging them through the high-speed corner that Monza has to offer, you can actually really feel the body roll and the weight of the car just distribute to either the left or the right as you're trying to transition through those corners, and wow, does it make all the difference. But we're off and away we go. Starting off in third, clearly we didn't have too bad of a quali, which is always great news. Pushing down the main straight here. Now, it is important to notice that this particular Monza layout does not have the opening chicane that we're so used to if we're avid Formula 1 fans. Pushing high into that corner, you can actually take that in fifth gear. You can take it in sixth as well, but I found that just holding it at sixth, it's a little bit too wobbly, and you lose a fair bit of speed and control in doing that when you come down to the next set of corners. But hard on the brakes here. We're up with 1 and 2, and whoop, some contact there, and let's push right on through it. Hey, we're in first place. Look out! Pushing along now. Here we want to brake at the 50 mark. Here we go into the braking zone there, and we've got some competition next to us. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name, but here we go, and we're hot on their heels. Again, braking around the 50 mark to tuck into that corner, swinging right to get right in there, and look at that, right on the backside of P1. Now, that's my mistake. I shouldn't have moved out to the right there. I should have stayed tucked up right behind him on the left to get the better run through that set of corners. Well, through that corner. Set of corners. It was only the one. Hard on the brakes here. We want to drop into third gear and push through. Ooh, off the track, but we got first place back only for it to be snatched straight through us by Bumper Basher. And with a 1 second penalty, the name is accurate, folks. Whoop, hello, and we've got Speedy01 taking second place. We're still in third. That's not bad. We're where we started at the start of the race. That's okay. Now down here, now I've tried to maintain speed and take a bit of a wider angle on the corner. I don't really feel like this worked so well for me. As we can see, we've got 1 and 2 that absolutely managed to just power away. But we're still hot on the heels. Now we're up into 6th. Bit of a tap on the brakes here and drop into 5th and push on through. Look at that, we're catching Speedy straight away. And that's what I was talking about earlier. When you take that in 6th, you sacrifice a bit of control for that additional speed, and it's not really worth it. But hard on the braking zone here, and Speedy's right next to us. We don't want to ruin his race for him, so some clean racing straight through there. A little bit of contact, but that's to be expected. That's okay. And he's come out faster than us, and you can't argue with the results. He's done a brilliant job. Taking the corner through there at third, push on up, and again, once we get to that 50 marker, hit the brakes and lean into the right. And around we go. And he's actually exited that really well too. Great work, Speedy. Okay, we've got P4 coming right up behind us and coming up to our right-hand side. I'm going to try and race through this corner. On the anchors a bit late, and we binned it. Absolutely dropped it right there, folks. And that's it. After that, we ended it in a P5. Hard to claw that back when you're 20 seconds out, but again, it's my own fault. I could have broke a little bit earlier in that corner and just conceded it and been back in the race. But this is what happens when you get overconfident and you overestimate your skill ability when pushing corners like that. Now onto Daily Race B, at Interlagos, one of the most technical tracks I have wrapped my head around purely because of the cornering angles that take place here. I don't know about you, but I struggle to get around these corners at the best of time. Here we go, going up the main straight here, staying hot on the heels of P6. And I found that braking around the 60 metre mark just before that 50 metre board seems to be the sweet spot to allow you to kind of come down, get around that initial left-hand hill going down, and then powering out to the right hand, to a right hand, then into a left hand again, being able to just gently pull up through your gears as you go. It actually allows you to maintain speed and traction while pulling through those corners. And again here you want to brake maybe about the 75 metre mark, if not the 80 metre mark. It's a little bit after the 100 metre board. If you're not sure, just aim for the 100 metres and then hit the anchors, and then just get used to how that feels. Now here it says drop it into second gear. You don't actually have to. You can drop it once you hit the 50 metre board, drop one gear, get into fourth, and just power around this corner. But at this one you absolutely need to pull it all the way down to second gear, because they are very, very tight corners coming through this. So just keep your acceleration consistent. You don't want to slam on the accelerator, because that's just going to spin you straight through that corner. But just keep your brakes on. Well, not your brakes on through the when you're in an acceleration zone, obviously. But be mindful of your speed as you go through these corners. Ease onto your brakes, ease onto your accelerator, and just get a feel for the track, because the elevation changes in this track, along with the corners that go around with it, can really, really give you a really bad day if you get them wrong. So just be mindful of what's going on the track around you and the track surface. There's a lot going on. Dropped into 8th, but that's okay. We've got a half a second penalty in front of us. Let's see if we can capitalize on that. Dropping into second, there we go, nice and smooth through then. On the power here, we can go through here, see, into third, then into fourth, and we can just keep pushing through this here, because this is a nice flat sweeping corner. We're not under any real threat of the camber changes to the road where it could send us one way or another. We can just push straight through that. And again, on the brakes around the 100 metre board, get into second and push the inside line. Notice how a lot of the cars are going out wider. If you come in a little bit earlier and you're in second gear, you can kind of hug that inside line and just push through. I found you actually come out a fair bit faster. So again, drop to fourth at the 50 metre board, push through here in fourth. And then on the anchors all the way down to second gear, and take this one nice and slow, leading into again another nice slow corner. Just try and keep to that inside line as much as you can, but let it fan out as the corner eases out. We're up into fifth. We're up into sixth. We've gained a spot, but there's a penalty in front of us. So can we capitalize on that? Let's see. It's a hefty penalty of 1 second. Braking around here. Again, the elevation change with the camber angle of the road, you kind of don't want to lean and smash too hard into that, because you'll go flying right off. And there's our 1 second penalty, and thank you very much, we're up in fifth. How good's that? We were actually flying up there, so now we've jumped up into fourth. Not a bad bit of racing, if I say so myself. Getting down to second, we just want to get that line happening. Here we go, on the power. Third, push into fourth, there we are. And look at that, we're catching that Lamborghini. We're chasing for third place, even better. Ah, see, the Lambo gets it. He takes a very similar line to what I do as we're going through that corner. Ah, but he's come off the brakes too much, and he's gotten a little squirrely there coming out of that. And we're going to capitalize on that by pushing right up the backside. Let's go. Come on, can we get it? Can we get it? Let's go. Again, you don't want to get too far into your own head about overtaking someone. Let them make the mistakes. They know you're there. if you're constantly getting closer and closer to the back of their car, they know you're faster. So you're putting them under pressure. And here we go. Who got a better run out of that climb? Let's have a look. I think the Lamborghini's got more legs than what the Supra does, but the Supra is keeping pace. This isn't bad. This isn't bad at all. And now we're up alongside him. He's to our left. On the brakes. Oh, he got through better than we did on that one, but that's okay. We're going to maintain our position and push through this corner here. Yep, come on. Into fourth. And he's going wide, and we've got an inside line here. And we're that close. We're right on his back. We're going to use that drafting effect to give us that extra boost of speed. We're going to take this corner in here, drop to second, push through. Beautifully done. He's behind us. We got the move done, and it's stuck. Bit of a push through there. We've got a couple of cars behind us that want our P3. On the accelerator, too early, and drop the ball. That's how easy this track can bite you. After all that said and done, we ended the race in 13th. And that's how easy it is to drop the ball, folks. It wasn't any car around me's fault. I didn't get hit. I didn't get tapped. It was just me going too soon on the power through one of those corners. And it's just how easy the track can bite you. And that's all good. No one's race was ruined, which is always a good thing. We'll move on to the next race. Daily Race C Trial Mountain Circuit. 11 laps of mayhem. And we're starting in P10. Now, it's important to note here that this track does require a single pit stop. We've started on the mediums and we're going to switch to soft through the race. Because if we're not in P1, we might as well be on the mediums to see if we can get more out of the race than what we've got so far. If you're in P1, by all means start on the soft, get that grip early and see if you can build a lead. But here we go, we've got P9 right in front of us. And we want to drop to fourth here, and we just want to kind of clip these corners with our tyres. We can take this one in fifth. But as we get into the tunnel, we're going to rapidly drop to second gear about now. Here we go down to second and start applying the power about here just to launch ourselves out of the tunnel. And then again, as you see the bend on the left-hand side in the ripple strips, that's your braking point. Well, that's what I'm using as my braking point. Once I get to the bend, it's on the anchors, drop it to second. Oh, some contact there. Oh, slapped with a 4-second penalty. And it kind of feels like to me that car jutted out in front of me, but that's okay. It's a penalty nonetheless. I've hit the rear of another car, and we're just going to roll with it. That's all we can do. Absolutely flat out down here, down into second gear, and I found coming into the inside really early and just hugging the inside of that corner just really gives you a great exit and allows you to stretch the legs of the car a little bit earlier than it would if you were to take the corner a little bit wider. Beautiful straights in this course, some amazing cornering. It's a lot of fun. It certainly keeps you on your toes. Well, it kept me on my toes, that's for sure. Down into second or first around this one. And sometimes I take it in second, sometimes I take it in first, depending on how my tyres are going. And there we go. There's our 4 seconds of penalty time served. We've done our time. Let's get back on with this race. We're down in 9th, not so bad. We started in 10th, so I'll take it. We're still ahead. Drop to 4th again, just clipping these corners with your tyres. You don't want to run all the way over, but you just want to clip them a little bit. On the brakes, get on the inside and just hug that around and power out. Looks like we're gaining some ground into the car ahead of us. Always try and get to the inside of these sweeping corners. It just makes your life so much easier, because once you pass that apex, it's just on the absolute gas and just go. Put the accelerator to the floor and just keep it going all the way to the braking zone. For this car, we'll get it to 6th gear, no dramas. 266 k's before we even think about touching the brake. Pretty damn quick. On the brakes just before the crest of that hill to take the right-hander. Oh, a couple of cars ahead has binned it. That's okay, I know the pain all too well, as we saw in the last race. Had a similar incident. Happens to the best of us. Down this main straight here. We're up into P8. How high can we climb? After 4 seconds of jail time. Again, on the brakes here, get into second and just try and hug those inside corners without touching. And again, same with this corner. It says drop it to second. Do drop it to second. But that previous bend on the left-hand side, that's my braking marker. And again, get on the inside of that and just absolutely put the hammers on. Because now we're right up the back of 7 and we've got that draft engaged. Now we're going to slingshot around. Look at that. Absolute perfection. On the brakes, get to the inside, and push out. We've made that move stick, and we are now up into 7th. Magic. On the brakes again. Get into second, take the right-hander. Now try and stick and shuffle over to your right just before. Get on the brakes now, turn in on your left, and try and get as close to that as you can. And I know it's a little bit hard because you're managing left to right to get in there. But once you get it perfectly, the amount of speed you're going to carry around that is sensational. It's this corner right here, which you've really got to drop down super slow to get around. Hello, we got a yellow flag. Oh, someone spun out, and it's fair play. It is so easy to spin out coming out of that corner, especially if you're coming in and trying to just cut over the edge of that ripple strip to try and get a straighter line. It can flick you. But with that, that's given us 6th place. These corners. We don't want to go too far over, otherwise we're going to lose all our traction and we're going to go sliding. We don't want that at all. So far, we're 4 laps in. And we're starting to build a gap to the car behind us, even better. Consistency is key. You don't want to be too violent on your inputs, like your braking and your accelerating. It's more, you want to roll on, roll off. So the smoother you get, the smoother you're going to transition yourself around the track, and naturally the faster you're going to get. Here we go. We've got P5 that's coming into our sights now. Getting faster and faster as we go. And the tyre wear is not too bad, all things considered. Ooh, it's a little bit wide coming out of there, but didn't come off the track, which is always a good thing. Dropping it right down to first. Jumped up to 5 because someone was in the pits. Beautiful. We'll take that. But I mean, we're going to have to pit at some point as well. So that's going to get handed back through time. Unless they have a serious accident as they're going, and we'll maintain that. Half a second up from the previous lap. Happy days. We are up into P2. Last lap around, we've actually pulled through a bunch of other cars in the pits, and we're up into P2 with P3 hot on our heels. Six laps in, those mediums are starting to get a little bit more wear on them. They're still looking pretty good. P3 is chomping down the time to get to it. I think we're going to pit now. Let's go. Let's change these tyres up. I'm going to slap on the softs. Here we go. The pit crew doing their thing. Get them on there, fellas. Get me back on track. Let's go. Alright, we've got a lovely new set of softs. Let's see what we can do with them. We're back in P5. Oof. Hello. P6. And this is the player we had the incident with in lap 1 that got me the 4-second penalty. Not his fault. The game sees it as my fault. It's just one of those racing incidents that happened, and I got a penalty for it. Admittedly, I did hit him in the back, but obviously not intentional. There was just a lot going on at the track at that point in time, and I came through fairly quickly. Let's chase him down. Let's see what we can do. Got 4 laps to go. Oof. He's driven right into me. That's okay. No penalties were had. No incidents happened, which is even better. No one's race is ruined. Let's just get back on it and keep on going. The temptation to really just try and hammer it through there a little bit quicker is real, but I know if I do, I'm going to end up in serious trouble and just damage myself. But we're gaining ground. Come on. 8th lap of the race. Here we go. we got the inside run here. Ooh. I couldn't push out to the left like I normally would coming through that corner. I didn't want to shove him into the barrier. We are racing. I don't want to ruin his race just so I can get a faster line. That's not fair. We're going to do it. We're going to do it right. What's happened there? Lap after lap after lap. I've been taking that corner perfectly, only for it to let go. Oy. Oh dear. And that's it, folks. The rest of the laps get down to the 11th lap now. We finished in P8. After as high as we climbed, we can fall just as far. We're still 2 spots ahead of where we started, which is good, but that's because we had a lot of people exiting the game. So, with that, and 1 car seriously behind me, we've ended that one in P8. Thank you so much for watching. I'm hoping that me going through these and telling you where I'm finding the best places to brake helps you in some kind of way. I am only a D-rated driver at the moment. I am trying to progress further up. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Thanks for watching. And remember to live and let drive. And I'll hopefully see you again in the next one. Take care.